Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Treasure Coast Connector, connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Well, welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. Treasure Coast Connector is the talk show, an online community where we put a spotlight on interesting local businesses and resources, then connect them to you, the consumers in the community. Everyone has an interesting story of why they do what they do. When we learn about what's happening in our own backyard and support local businesses, it strengthens the local economy. For details on the show, links to discounts, promos, past interviews, check out www.tcconnector.com. So wouldn't it be great, because we're all busy, we're just so busy all the time, it would be wonderful to have that personal assistant to pick up some important documents or valuable items and then get them across town quickly or across the state rather than do it ourselves. Well, there is a service that's here on the Treasure Coast covering the entire state of Florida. The company that I'm referring to is Interstate Express, and Robin Dussman is the president. She is here to talk about her business and all of the unique services that she has to offer. So welcome to the show, Robin.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're here.
Yes.
I met you recently, and I'll be honest, I thought that I kind of understood the courier service, but boy, there's a lot.
It's interesting. It is.
And before we dive into that aspect, you have an interesting story of how you came to Interstate Express and a legacy that you are dutifully carrying on. So you want to tell us about that?
Certainly. So I came to Interstate in 2016. I was actually a client, and I had built a relationship with Kim Black, the owner, and she would move a lot of things for me. I was in a corporate business, couldn't make deliveries on our truck, and one night she called me after hours and said, we delivered, don't worry, I'm like, great. And she kind of went into how overworked she was. She was tired. She had been doing everything by herself for about a year and a half. So she said she's going to hire somebody. And of course, I was like, oh, well, what are you looking for? What are you hiring for? And she basically went into the job. And I was thinking to myself, well, I could do that. So I went in to see her, and we talked. And I took the job because she offered me freedom to take as much time off as I wanted. And you can't walk into a regular job and say, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, and all. So she offered me freedom, and I loved it. So I started on Halloween of 2016.
Okay.
I worked in the office as a dispatcher, learning everything that she did as a courier service. We even did work still for my prior company.
Oh, yeah.
I got to know the clients. And we built up a nice relationship. I enjoyed talking to them and asking how their day was and, what's going on this weekend. So we built up a nice relationship. And 2020, COVID hit, everything changed.
Oh, yeah.
We got so busy with the hospitals. We were moving all sorts of things, respirators, ventilators, body bags, you name it. We were busy. And in July of 2020, sadly, Kim passed away. So at the height of COVID, she passes away, but she left me her business. And that's so unheard of. What do you do? Where do you start? How do you pick up? We just kept doing the same thing we were doing, answering phone calls, dispatching drivers, juggling all the responsibilities that I had at that point, and just trying to get day by day through so that I could start fresh and have a better idea of what to do going forward. We didn't tell clients for 2 weeks, not because I wanted to keep it from them, but I didn't have time. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do.
It's a hard thing.
It's a hard thing.
And you don't want to break down because you were still very sad.
I was just running on
fumes almost, right?
Fumes,
Yeah.
because at that point, I had been doing it prior. I was taking the phones 24/7. I was trying to make appointments with the attorneys, with the accountants, with the bank. I was trying to make arrangements. I was trying to sell our house. I was trying to do so many things at once. So we told the clients 2 weeks later, and the thing about it is nothing changed for them. Not a delivery was missed. Not a phone call was missed. Nothing changed for them on their end.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was pretty good on the part of me and the drivers to make that happen.
Yeah, the whole entire team.
The business didn't stop.
Yeah. And now that it's, we're halfway through 2023
Yes.
and you're still here and the team and everything. So that's a testament to, how well you understood the business and were
Right.
able to carry it forward.
Right.
So it's nice that Kim is on the website. People can see her picture.
I wanted to honor her.
Yeah.
It was her blood, sweat, and tears that built it.
She started it as a woman
as
in
a woman
male-dominated
in
industry.
a male-dominated industry. She did everything.
Mm-hmm.
She drove, answered calls, did the billing, did everything. She did it all by herself, and she built her business. So for her to basically hand me her baby, that was an honor.
Yeah.
It was an honor. And I felt like I couldn't let her down, and I couldn't let the drivers that she had had working for her 25 years.
Wow.
I couldn't let them down either.
Yeah.
They were dedicated. So I needed to be dedicated to them and to her business.
Yep, that's amazing. And in the intro, when I was saying to you, like before we started chatting, it's people think when they hear courier service, and you are, a licensed bonded,
Yes.
company. It even says that, well, actually, professional bonded carrier. And so people think, oh, yeah, I understand what a courier does. You move documents around for lawyers and doctors, but it's a lot more than that. And when I visited your site, you have different classifications. And then we dug into that a little bit. So share some of the stories of how you have saved the day for people.
We have saved the day many a time. We had a gentleman call us. He was FedExing a bid to Indian River College, and FedEx lost this package. He called me at about 10:30 and said, can you print my documents and get them up to the college by noon? And I had a driver locally. I called I had the guy on hold. I said, hold on, called the driver, come to the office, printed the documents, put them in an envelope, and we got the documents to the college campus by noon. Whether he won the bid or not, I don't know, but we got it there for him.
Yeah, you satisfied that requirement because literally after that, 1 minute after that due date, that's
no
it.
good.
Yeah.
He had till noon to submit the bid. That was great that we were able to accomplish that.
And how about a sparkly?
Oh, this was exciting, exciting. So we got a phone call from a gentleman, and he was nervous. He was asking all sorts of questions. What kind of insurance do you have? I have this very expensive item I need you to deliver for me. And I'm like, sure, no problem. Where are we picking up? I mean, that's the most important thing. Where are we picking up and where are we going? And we were picking up at a jewelry store in Jensen Beach. And he told me it's a $40,000 engagement ring. And I'm like, okay, no problem.
That's a sparkler.
Yes. I said, we'll get a driver there. You can be in constant contact with them just so that you're at ease. And the driver went there, went through all the security procedures, and he called the customer and said, I'm in my car. I don't need to eat. I don't need to get gas, and I don't need to stop and go to the restroom. I will be to you in 3 hours. So almost an hour into the delivery or close to the end, he called my driver and said, how do you like your burger? I'm going to buy you dinner. So the driver got there, opened up, the client showed him the ring. He said it was absolutely spectacular. We didn't get a picture of it. But out of the blue, this gentleman was proposing to his girlfriend, and we picked up the ring and delivered it to him. Very exciting.
It is because, sometimes people can't literally leave and stop what they're doing, but something is very, very important. And then even like with legal documents, yes, of course, we can email and we can scan, we can fax, we can do all, but sometimes the originals need to be delivered.
The originals need to be delivered. They need to have a wet signature, an actual signature.
Yeah.
So we've gotten things emailed to us. We'll print it. We'll take it to the client and have that wet signature done. and then we could send it forward from there.
Yeah.
It's very important that they have this done. We do this quite often for a lot of the attorneys in the area.
And sometimes one attorney's office doesn't really want to send people to the other one or vice versa. So if there's sometimes it can be contentious, not always.
We're the neutral party.
Yeah.
We're the people that just pick up and deliver. There's no involvement. There's nothing else except we're just taking this document to them. I've had attorneys come to my office, give me what they need, deliver it, we'll deliver it. And, nobody has to get involved in anything they don't want to. We can also do foreclosures and eviction notices as that independent party.
Yeah.
I've had that. I've actually paid my driver to do an eviction notice for myself because I was the homeowner.
Yeah.
I didn't want.
It's emotional.
I didn't want to cause any issues other than, this is legally.
It has to happen.
You have to leave.
Yeah.
So that's something else that we can do as well.
Okay. And that's why I love having these conversations, because you never know who's listening, because obviously we're on iHeartRadio, but now we're also on 8 different podcasts.
That's awesome.
And a year from now, somebody can, go on to Spotify, looking up something and find
us.
Yeah. So.
And it's a phone call, just give us a call and we can tell you, yes, we can do that for you. And our policy, and this is what Kim started, if we can't help you, we will try and refer you to someone who can.
That's really nice.
Which is really nice because we'll get phone calls to move furniture. And that's not necessarily what we do.
Right.
But let me give you some names and hopefully someone can help you with that.
Yeah. Now, I do sometimes like to scare people. I will take a break in 60 seconds. I just want to very quickly say that you told me that somebody had gotten to the terminal about to get onto a cruise ship. What did they forget?
They forgot their passport.
The horror.
Yes. Can you imagine? You're going to go away on a cruise and you can't get on the boat and you're in Miami.
Yeah.
They called us. They had someone go to their house. I had a driver go right over there, grab their passport. And I always tell the guys, as fast as you can without breaking the law, get down to Miami.
Yeah.
And it happened. We got there. She got her passport. Hopefully she had a great vacation.
I'm sure she did. Oh, but the sweating and the angst. And with that, Cindy, yes, I will take a break. But we are going to be back very quick. Robin Dustman of Interstate Express. She has a lot more to tell us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
ITEX, or International Trade Exchange, is the largest barter company in the world with over 25,000 members offering goods and services. We're a marketing company that brings you new business in the way of trade, with over 200 local members enjoying the benefits of ITEX, like lawyers, doctors, plumbers, media, printing, and more.
Hi, this is Liz Bowler. Contact me and find out why barter through ITEX has been smarter for over 30 years. 772-532-1881. Visit itex.com.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal, Four Seasons, and Capri. We also have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington with styles designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. We're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns, including all in-stock Lloyd Flanders 25% off. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day. Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine Furniture.
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras, and I've been chatting with Robin Dustman, and she's the president of Interstate Express. This is a professional bonded courier service. I always say bonded and insured. I'm so used to that, those two words going together. And, before the break, we were talking about different things that you ship, and we're going to go back into that for a moment. But I forgot, because it was such an interesting conversation, to tell for the people that are listening on iHeartRadio and the podcast, your web address and your phone number.
Okay, so we are www.interstateexpress, one E in the middle, .com, and our phone number, 772-287-2137.
Okay, very good. So now, and a lot of people think with couriers that it's very local. So you are local. You're based in Palm City, but you...
Stewart,
I'm sorry,
no,
Stewart.
It's okay.
And I was testing you. Oh, you're sharp.
I see.
Just
I know
kidding.
where I work.
But you cover, yes, the entire Treasure Coast is your backyard, basically. But you cover the entire state of Florida.
We do.
And so let's talk about some of the other interesting items. We're not going to mention names,
No
Cindy,
names.
but there was a document of a celebrity and what was the document and what did,
We got a call from an agency in California to go pick up a celebrity's death certificate from Martin County. And so I did. I went over myself. I did it. And I had to fill out a questionnaire, of which I knew nothing about this celebrity's history. I had to call the agency. They walked me through, and we obtained the long and short death certificate for this said celebrity and emailed it to them so that they could be the first news agency to publish it.
Yeah, because it made big news. But we're not going to go into the name. Cindy.
No.
But there was another important paperwork that allowed a Japanese gentleman to travel. So what was that all
So
about?
this is interesting. We have a client in Washington, D.C., and her boss actually does quite a bit of traveling. And he had a trip to Japan scheduled, and they found out that he did not have the right visa to go to Japan. So we went down to the Consulate General of Japan to get his visa. We had to have his passport. We had to go. And we got there and they said, "Oh, what time is your appointment?" And we're like, "What appointment?" We didn't know. We didn't make the arrangements. So we had to call the client, and she was beside herself because he was going to Japan. And she made the appointment. We went down 2 days later and again, got his visa stamped. The driver brought it back to me, his passport and all his documents. And I personally took it to FedEx and called her and said, "I'm here. You're tracking, everything should be to him tomorrow." And he got the document on Saturday and he got on the plane on Monday.
Yeah,
it was tight.
Sweating that. Yeah.
It was tight.
But that's exactly why you're there.
Yes.
And yes, you are facilitating a lot of things between your clients and other shipping companies like FedEx and UPS.
We do.
Because there's certain things that they can't do or they just don't do.
We pick up medications from FedEx and we deliver them out by a certain time when they can't do it. They can't get these medications to the client early enough. We'll go pick it up and we'll deliver it out.
Wow. That's wonderful. Okay. So now another thing is that you have a fleet of people. You work 24/7, and you have box trucks.
We do.
But why? I'm thinking for branding purposes, I'd have Interstate Express all over them, but you don't.
We are asked that frequently. It's a security thing. It's a security thing for the drivers. There's been times where we've gotten a flat, we've been pulled over, and we feel like that's just asking for trouble. We want to be anonymous. We want to get your cargo to where it needs to go, and no one needs to know what we're carrying or who we are. So it's just basically for the protection of the driver and for whatever we're hauling.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So now walk us through the process of what it's like to work with you. So if my husband bought me a diamond and it was somewhere else, what would he do?
He would just call us and say, "I'd like to know if you can help me. I need a pickup in such and such city, this store, and I need it to be brought to this location for a surprise. Can you pick it up by this time and deliver it by this time?" and we'll tell you, yes, we can. This is the price. Do you want to schedule it? Let us know what to do. We try and accommodate everybody who calls. We'll ask if it's a stat or if it's a routine. How quickly do you need this item?
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Very good. And it has to be legal, of course.
Nothing illegal, nothing hazardous.
Right.
No people. Anything, and, someone asked me about hazardous material. Our specimen's hazardous, but when we pick up a specimen, it is contained and it is properly packaged, and we put it in a cooler and close it up, and away it goes.
Okay.
So we can move things like that.
So those medical specimens.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That I'm like so fascinated by all the stuff that you do. I have other questions, and I keep forgetting that maybe I should ask you.
It's interesting what we do.
I know. Okay. So so you do operate 24/7.
24/7, and we have someone that answers the phone.
The live
24/7. That was one of the things for me, customer service wise. I hate when I call somebody and I get put on hold, or I have to leave a voicemail, or, I'm just hanging there waiting for an answer. So we have a live person 24/7. Anything crazy, they'll call me day or night to say, hey, this doesn't sound right. Or, hey, do you know this customer, or should I get their credit card? So I'm in contact with whoever's answering the phones to make sure.
And one of the gals was actually part of the team of drivers, right?
Yes, she was a driver for many years.
And then she decided she was going to retire.
She retired. And when all this big change came about in 2020, she said, I'll answer phones for you at night. It's the least I can do for you. And so she answers phones for me at night, which is great. It gives me a little bit of peace. Someone's answering the phone. She's a driver who knows areas. She's done pickup deliveries. She knows the roads. She can give them a time frame. They know if they call at night, they're going to get her. Sometimes they get me. Sometimes I answer the phone at night. But she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So
mention your phone number again.
Sure. Yeah. 772-287-2137.
And then you also enjoy being a part of the community, and you're a member of 3 different chambers.
Yes.
And you are an accredited member of the Better Business Bureau. We are.
And that was important for me, because the first thing I do when I'm dealing with anybody is I go right to see if they're rated by the Better Business Bureau. And then I look at their complaints. I want to see what people don't like about them. I want to see what is wrong within that company.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was important for people to know. Yes.
Absolutely.
We are A-rated with the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah. And sometimes somebody can honestly make a mistake, but when you see how they've, solved it, then you go, okay, that makes me feel better.
And that's important too. How did we resolve the issue?
Yeah.
Are we going to have this issue again? Being part of the chambers, it just puts me in touch with the community.
Yeah.
It lets them know we're here. We service this community every day. So it's important that they know us and we know them, and we kind of work together.
Yep. So for documents, for valuables, all sorts of things. Oh gosh, even car keys and house keys.
Keys we've moved. We took a surfboard somewhere. If you need something from one place to the other and you can't do it, that's where we come in.
But I do think it's kind of nice for somebody that can order something amazing and unique, but then arrange to have it specially delivered to the loved one, like a diamond. I know we have one more minute left. Just dropping hints because my husband
is he listening? Or
all the time?
Okay,
all
good,
the time.
Good.
But all kidding aside, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
It's a really cool service that you offer. And for everybody that's watching and listening, my name is Ellen Contreras. I'm the host of Treasure Coast Connector. I hope that everyone has a safe, productive, wonderful week. Until next week, I miss you already.